Welcome back to the Gentleman Ultras YouTube channel and the paper review. It's been an interesting weekend, as we've seen with the Derby della Madonnina. There's been lots going on, and there's midweek fixtures as well, so there's plenty to look at here. But funnily enough, the headlines have been dominated by who else but Cristiano Ronaldo. Obviously last night we saw FIFA's Best Player award go to Lionel Messi. However, the Gazzetta dello Sport note how he missed it, and it says here the venom of the Scala. So basically moaning, or not moaning, but actually condemning, should we say, Cristiano's decide to not embrace the award ceremony, won, like we said, by Lionel Messi. Instead, he was absent, and Gazzetta saying here that him not being present, they kind of agree with FIFA and say that FIFA are furious, and it said that they called the top 11 to this stage and he ignored it. So basically FIFA saying, if they call, you come. This was also echoed in Tutto dello Sport, the Turin-based paper, who also said it was a slap in the face for FIFA that he didn't take to the stage. Now, somewhere else Cristiano Ronaldo will not be going is, by the looks of it, to the game against Brescia this evening. Now, Corriere dello Sport note that Balotelli is back, and Cristiano would have been facing a bit of ill blood since going back some time now between the two. Even so, Balotelli, who made this remarkable return, has been suspended for 4 games since a misdemeanor in France. Now he can make his return. He's been training exceptionally hard and said, "I've never trained so hard, I've never felt so good." And everybody slightly wary. Tutto Sport saying as well here that also Sarri is wary of Balotelli. So that should be an interesting one tonight. His debut, Ronaldo's muscle strain, and it looks as though there's a bit of, well, who likes the word narrative, but it's possible. So what else have we got in Italy at the moment? Well, one of the interesting ones is that the racism row continues, unfortunately. Here we've seen the situation with Dolbert and the FAGC now saying that they're going to take action. This was followed up last night from Martino and Mancini, who say racism is a global issue in Serie A and in Serie A. Whether that's sanctioned or anything is, the FIGC does decide to sanction Atalanta is yet to be seen, but like so many others, Moise Kean, Frank Hesier, Muntari, Dolbert now, Koulibaly, we can go on and on and on, so that will be seen. An interesting one also after the derby here is that Gazzetta dello Sport talking about Gianpaolo and Milan, saying he's got to go back to the drawing board, not for the first time, but for the second time this season. That's not looking too good at the moment because heavily criticised Milan in all yesterday's papers and today's papers. Likes of Zvonimir Boban saying that realistically that derby wasn't good enough and that those performances aren't acceptable in Milan. So really, Gianpaolo now has a huge task on his hand, and how does he restructure that squad to find some bite, because in none of the games that they played so far have they looked deadly. So that's it for today's papers reviews. There's a whole load of midweek games. We'll be back tomorrow with the Gentleman Ultras paper review on YouTube.